Hi, I'm Nathan. I guess this is where I'm supposed to say welcome to my shop. So welcome, and let me show you this game that I've developed and built for my grandchildren. And here it is. And here we can open it. And as you can see, it's a marble run. There you go. You have your slope. Here we have our marbles. We can put them in here. We remove the barrier, and the marble will do the whole thing and go down the board. And that in itself is already great fun. There's something oddly satisfying for young and old to see the marbles running down their tracks. But there's a lot more than that here, because this marble run is extremely modular. Basically, the track is made of these square tiles, like this and this, and you can put any of these tiles anywhere on the board and rotate them in any orientation to achieve a huge number of different boards. In fact, I looked up the math, and the number of configurations you can build is greater than the total number of grains of sand on the beaches of the earth. Literally. So lots of configurations. Of course, most of them are completely useless because the marbles get stuck along the way. So finding the ones where the marbles do make it through is part of the challenge. Making them do interesting things while they're going through is the second part of the challenge. And indeed, even as a single player game, you can have a kid playing, trying to find interesting configurations or configurations that meet certain criteria. For instance, where all the marbles get to the bottom without escaping to the gutters on the sides. Or where the marbles cover every single square on the board, where they traverse all the tiles, like in this configuration that my granddaughter found. Or you can try to go for the fastest tracks, or for the slowest tracks, or the most convoluted tracks, or whatever strikes your fancy. That's for the single player game, which can also be played as a collaborative game with two kids working together, putting their brains together to try and find the configurations and meet them. And then there are the two-player games. This is a competitive game where what you do is each kid takes charge of one half of the board, so the two columns on the left or the two columns on the right, and they have to build something in them according to the goal they set. For instance, the fastest track or the slowest track or whatever. And they do this by putting all the squares in one pile on the table, like you do in a game of cards, and they have to draw in turn from that pile in order to achieve their goal. And you can do this with the tiles face down, in which case it is like a card game, it's a game of chance in a sense, or you can put them on the table with face up, in which case it becomes a game of strategy, where each kid tries to figure out which tiles to draw first in order to further their goal or in order to derail the goal of the other kid. And of course at the end you always have the marbles rolling down, which is always fun. So much for the game. Now I can talk to the woodworkers among you and tell you how I built this. And of course most of it is trivial. I mean, this is made from pine and plywood, which I salvaged from some beds that somebody threw out. And the only difficult part really is making the tracks get in and out of the tiles in the right position. You see, they have to line up so the marbles can come through. That means that the tracks on each square have to come out at one or more of 8 positions around the board, around the tile, obviously. The best way to do that would be with a CNC machine, but I don't have a CNC machine and I don't want to have a CNC machine. I'm mostly a hand tool, traditional woodworker. In this case, I did make the concession of using a hand router, like a router trimmer, and the reason is that that would guarantee me the depth and width of all the grooves being identical. And I still needed to be able to make the grooves go in and out of the tiles at the right positions. To do that, I had to use a bushing and template setup. So I built me templates, like the ones you see here. This one has 2 grooves. This one has another form of a groove. I have 5 of these boards adapted to different types of grooves. And to build those, of course, I would still need the precision, but those have the groove going right through the board, so I could use a Forstner bit in a drill press and a rasp to make the accuracy I needed. And now I still needed to line up the templates on top of the tiles in just the right position, which is non-trivial. And to do that, what I did is I built me a jig. This is my jig. Here it is. The raw tile goes in here. You fix it up tightly, and then you put your template board on top using these pins at the corners to line it up exactly where you want it above the tile. And now you can come in at the ends with your router, and in 3 seconds you have your groove just where you want it. So that was basically the key secret to building this correctly. So if you want to build your own version of this, or an improved version even better, do so, and I'd be happy to hear about it. So send us pictures, put them on this group here where this is posted, or email them to me. You can find my email on my website. I have a number of sites and you can easily Google them. And good luck with it, and enjoy the rolling marbles. Have a good day.